Hi, I'm Sandy Hirschline, welcoming you to another Siemens How2Drive video with the goal of helping you better understand and work with Siemens variable frequency drives and related motion control products. Unscheduled downtimes are costly and in some cases problematic for production success. They may affect not only the results of your own products, but potentially rippling through your supply chain and giving an edge to your competitors. In this video, Product Marketing Manager Raphael Larcher is going to show and tell you how Siemens SINAMICS G120 modular drives provide peace of mind when it comes to product replacement and related maintenance tasks, so your equipment can be put back into operation with minimal downtime. Raphael?
Hi there, Raphael Larcher here. I'm going to show you how easy it is to replace, in case of a failure, the power module and control unit of a SINAMICS G120 modular drive. For our example, we have a simple setup where a G120 frame size A is connected to a 1/2 horsepower Siemens induction motor controlled locally by this push button station. The drive has already been commissioned and we gave it a fixed speed set point upon receiving the start signal command. Let's begin by simulating a power module replacement. First, we want to make sure we are powered down. And of course, lockout, tagout procedures are followed and performed by a qualified electrician. Also, as indicated on the power module, you should always wait at least 5 minutes to make sure the DC link discharges completely, along with other standard safety precautions. While you're waiting, let me point out that typical VFD failures occur to the power components handling the motor voltage and current, rather than the low voltage components in the control unit. With that in mind, the modular concept of the SINAMICS G120 drive allows the replacement of only the affected component, and in this particular case where the control unit has not been damaged, the same unit can be mounted back onto the new power module and regain control of the motor without the need to do anything regarding commissioning, field bus communication, or I/O wiring. Once we have verified the system is safe to work on by measuring the DC bus voltage, we need to remove the control unit by pressing this spring release latch on top, tilt the unit back and pull it upwards. Accommodate it safely as we will put it back onto the new power module. Now, to remove the defective power module, all you need to do is disconnect the terminals on the bottom and loosen the mounting screws. On the bottom of the unit, you will notice that all terminals are removable, so all you need to do is press this red tab and unplug the terminals. No need for any rewiring, as these terminals will be inserted back onto the new power module. And we don't need to worry about which terminals are for line, load, or breaking resistors either, as they can only be inserted back to the correct position and location. With the connections off, we can loosen up the top and bottom mounting screws and remove the unit by pushing up and then out. I have a brand new power module with me. Let's start by removing the line and load terminals on this unit, as we will reuse the ones from the previous power module where the cables are already connected to. Now let's proceed with the installation. Needless to say, always follow the manual guidelines to make sure everything is tight and in the right place. The first step is to mount the new unit in place. In most cases, you can use the existing screws as I'm doing here. Secure the unit in place and tighten the screws per the torque requirements. Next, we will reconnect the terminals from the previous unit where all the cables are already connected to. Just snap them back and we're done. The final step is simply to plug the control unit back in place by aligning these bottom catchers with the power module slots and pushing it forward until we hear a click. Done! We are ready to power the G120 back up and get the motor running. Let's wait a few seconds for the drive to boot up. Once the ready LED is solid green, the drive will be ready to control the motor again. And that's all it takes to replace the SINAMICS G120 power module. Now let's simulate a scenario where the power module is operational, but the control unit needs to be replaced. This is seldom the case in real applications because, as I mentioned before, typical VFD failures occur to the components handling the motor voltage and current in the power module rather than the low voltage components in the control unit. If, however, the CU needs to be replaced, then here are the steps. First, we want to make sure we are powered down, and of course, lockout, tagout procedures are followed and performed by a qualified electrician. Also, even though we will not perform any maintenance work on the power module, it is still recommended that you always wait at least 5 minutes to make sure the DC link discharges completely, along with other standard safety precautions. I'll go ahead and remove the intelligent operator panel, as well as the SD card. Both are optional components, so you may or may not have them on your installation. I'll set them aside, as we will reuse them with the new control unit. Once we have verified the system is safe to work on by measuring the DC bus voltage, the next step is to remove the I/O wiring and field bus communication cables. Like with the power module terminals, all I/O terminals on the control unit are removable as well. Simply pull on the clear plastic tab, wiggle side to side, and pull it out. Repeat this for all terminal blocks with wires connected to and set them aside. No need to worry about which terminals are which, as they can only be inserted back to the correct position and location. Lastly, remove any field bus cable that would be connected to the bottom and set it aside as well. With all the connections off, we can go ahead and remove the CU by pressing the spring release latch on the top, tilt it back, and then pull it upwards. Here's our brand new control unit. All we need to do to mount it to the power module is align these bottom catchers with these slots and push it forward until we hear a click. I'll also go back and install the operator panel. All new CUs come with the I/O terminals already plugged in. For this demonstration, we are just using a few input points connected to the bottom terminals here. So I'll simply remove it and reconnect the old one where the connections are already done. The same would apply for any field bus cable connected to the ports on the bottom of the CU as well. Done. As this is a brand new control unit, however, its I/O points have not been configured to map the control station, nor has it been commissioned to properly control this motor. So if I press the start button here, nothing happens. To configure this new unit exactly like the previous one, I would either have to go through the commissioning process, or, what will be most common in real applications, retrieve and download the previously saved parameter set to this new CU. The latter is what we'll do here. SINAMICS Drive family offers a few different methods with which to backup and retrieve parameter sets. Via TIA Portal, our integrated engineering platform, wirelessly via our Smart Access module, directly on the drive via the intelligent operator panel, or by using an SD card. This is the easiest and quickest way to backup or retrieve a parameter set to a G120 control unit. By having a parameter set saved into the SD card's default position, simply insert the card into a target CU with the same or newer firmware version, and an automatic download will be triggered upon the next power cycle. This clones all settings of the previous CU, including any enabled integrated safety functions and communication parameters. So by having previously saved the parameter set on this SD card, all I have to do to restore the old control unit configuration is power the unit off, insert the SD card on the CU slot, and power the unit back up again. The beauty of this solution is that the technician performing such task doesn't necessarily need to know about SINAMICS or how to commission drives in general. Simply insert the SD card and be done. The CU is now downloading the parameter set from the SD card to its internal memory, and in a few seconds, when the ready LED turns solid green, just like it did, we're going to be able to regain control of the motor again. The SD card does not need to remain in the drive once the automatic download is complete. Either leave it there or keep it safely stored with the maintenance personnel to be used when needed. And that's it.
Thanks, Raphael. If you'd like more information on SINAMICS G120 drives, a good place to start is usa.siemens.com/SINAMICS-G120. Thanks for watching, and please drive carefully.